So this is the Our Lady of Victory Chapel. It's right here next to the Pennsylvania National Guard Military Museum. This was built in 1891. This chapel has served the local community for over 100 years. It was formerly a one-room schoolhouse in Rankstown, which is the center of what is Fort Indiantown Gap. This is another one of those towns that once existed, but when Fort Indiantown came into being in 1931 through 33, a lot of these towns, these populated areas, were bought out and the people were moved to make this military base. So according to local history, in the late 1930s, Eleanor Roosevelt visited the post. Surprised that there was no place for worship, she suggested that the abandoned schoolhouse be converted into a chapel. In 1941, the building was relocated from its original home in Area 10 to Area 9 along Clement Avenue across from the Muir Airfield. A steeple and stained glass windows were added using donations from the Diocese of Harrisburg and Scranton. The chapel became known as the 109th Infantry Regimental Chapel of Our Lady of Victory Chapel. The building sat in disuse for several years until 2012, when it was moved to the Pennsylvania National Guard Military Museum complex for restoration. Major repairs to bring the building up to code. The 8 stained glass windows were also removed, cleaned, and repaired. Repairs were done by the 201st Red Horse Squadron Alumni Association. Restorations were made possible by the generous donations of museum members. And here you can see Rankstown School, one of the school photos. And then you see the church there, and that was when it was being moved, one of the beautiful stained glass windows. And I'll see when we get over into the museum if they'll let us inside here and we can check this out and see the stained glass from inside. But there it is again, and then there's with the snow. So really cool that this has been saved, and it was one of the one-room schoolhouses and turned into a chapel. So this is what happens. Once again, we talked about, we've done a bunch of stuff with the Historic Preservation Trust of Lebanon County. Here's another example of preserving a structure as a schoolhouse and became a chapel, and it has such an importance to this military base and to our history.